Hey everyone, Alex Mad Scientist here with your Tuesday market recap for February 24th, 2026. We're watching a market that's genuinely confused right now. The Supreme Court gave us tariff relief yesterday, but geopolitical chaos with Iran is pulling capital in every direction at once. Let's dig in. First, the elephant in the room. Markets are experiencing genuine turmoil. The Economic Times is reporting that India's Sensex just crashed over 1,000 points, with investors losing around 3 lakh crore as global uncertainty spreads. Business Standards reporting a complete sell-off, wiping out 5 trillion rupees in market cap amid AI fears and tariff tensions. This isn't isolated noise. When major international indices are getting demolished like this, it signals real risk-off sentiment flowing through capital markets globally. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite all that chaos, certain sectors are rallying hard. The junior gold miners are leading the charge. GDXJ is showing strongly positive sentiment as Barron's reports gold is shining right now. When geopolitical risk spikes like this, money flows into precious metals regardless of what the Supreme Court says about tariffs. That's a vote of no confidence in the broader risk environment. On the transportation side, Brazilian plane maker Embraer is strongly positive after Reuters reported that the Trump tariff pivot could benefit Brazil's Embraer, U.S. airlines, and the aerospace sector. Lower import costs on aircraft components mean cheaper production. Meanwhile, Grupo Aeroportuario del Pacífico reported fourth-quarter profit of $99.5 million, with $549.5 million in revenue. Mexico's airport operator is executing smoothly. Great Lakes Dredge and Dock also reported fourth-quarter net income of $12.6 million at 18 cents per share, showing infrastructure spending is still flowing despite the uncertainty. The hospitality REIT space is showing real strength. Xenia Hotels and Resorts posted fourth-quarter funds from operations of $43.1 million. That's how the REIT industry measures true operating cash flow. APLE Hospitality REIT also reported strong Q4 with funds from operations of $73.1 million and 31 cents per share, meaning occupancy and pricing power are holding even through economic uncertainty. Now let's flip to what's getting crushed. H&R Block is moderately negative as CEO Curtis Campbell discussed the biggest questions members have this tax season. But the market's clearly worried about tax filing trends. PJT Partners is underperforming badly, down 17.2% over 6 months, while the S&P 500 climbed 7.3%. That's significant underperformance in an up market. Amalgamated Financial is moderately negative because a cash-heavy balance sheet can signal weak business models and limited expansion opportunities. Microvision bought assets of troubled LiDAR maker Luminar for $33 million. That's distress territory. And IceCure Medical is strongly negative after completing its 5-year follow-up study in kidney cancer, which sounds positive but apparently isn't resonating with markets. Here's where metals get genuinely volatile. The trending news is actually louder than the sentiment scores today. The Economic Times reports gold crashed, but then ABP Live English is reporting gold prices continue to soar with 22K and 24K rates surging in major cities. Silver is surging to 3 lakh per kilogram on the MCX. This is classic intraday volatility. Geopolitical fear is driving wild swings as traders panic buy and profit take simultaneously. JP Morgan just dropped a reality check on the gold price surge, reminding everyone that valuations do matter even in risk-off environments. Platinum futures are slightly positive, with Ivanhoe Mines highlighting progress at its Kamoa-Kakula copper complex in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and starting production at Platreef. Copper futures are moderately positive as the Wall Street Journal reports Trump is pondering new national security tariffs, meaning copper demand for infrastructure remains solid regardless of tariff policy shift. On energy, we've got a complicated picture with real geopolitical premium. Oil tankers are working overtime as crude oil surges on Iran tension. India Today reports how the crude oil surge from Iran tensions could sting Indian businesses hard. March WTI crude is up and hit a 6.5-month high. Brent crude is moderately negative, though, which signals concern about downside risk if tensions ease. Natural gas is moderately positive as a gargantuan natural gas plant is planned for Ohio, according to Barron's, though March bid week prices are sliding as winter loosens its grip. Heating oil is moderately positive on support from the fuel complex. Gasoline is moderately negative on energy demand concerns tied to slower Q4 GDP growth. On agriculture, we've got mixed action. Corn futures are slightly positive, but wheat is slightly negative with the Chicago and Kansas City complexes falling back. Soybeans are essentially flat. Cocoa is slightly positive on Mondelez addressing the cocoa supply shock. Sugar is moderately positive after the Supreme Court's tariff ruling pushed prices higher. Live cattle futures are strongly positive as feeder cattle prices are rising while feed costs decline. That's real margin expansion for ranchers. Now let's talk some outliers, because there's interesting positioning here. Guardforce AI launched a $5 million stock buyback program, signaling management believes the valuation doesn't reflect intrinsic value. Westlake Chemical Partners reported fourth-quarter profit of $14.5 million with 41 cents per share on $323 million revenue. Solid execution. Heritage Financial is showing strength in the savings and loan space, where lower interest rates combined with digital upgrades should improve operating efficiency. Univest Financial Corporation is strongly positive as investors may be undervaluing it on Zacks analysis. Empire State Realty Trust reported strong leasing momentum and strategic acquisitions despite challenges in the observatory business. For trade opportunities, black box stocks is worth watching as rare earth stocks warmed up with oxide prices climbing outside China, and RE Alloys will make its NASDAQ debut Wednesday. These semiconductor-adjacent plays could benefit from supply chain reshoring. As always, these are observations, not financial advice. Do your own research. On the short side, Telefonica is moderately negative as it swallows pain to reset its story. Gerdau reported a devastating fourth-quarter loss of $239.6 million. That's a 12-cent loss per share on the Brazilian steelmaker. Sumitomo Mitsui Financial Group is moderately negative despite a 9% rally in the past month, suggesting Japanese banking valuations may be stretched. Finally, the wild card. We're at the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milano Cortina, Italy, and Team USA is absolutely crushing it. Vincent Trocheck, the Pittsburgh native, won gold as a member of the U.S. men's hockey team. The entire U.S. men's hockey squad celebrated their gold medal in Miami, and Italian speed skaters are honoring the Turin 2006 legacy with strong performances. These are the cultural moments that shift broader market sentiment when risk-off trades dominate. The setup today is clear. Geopolitical fear is winning the battle. Precious metals are rallying as safe haven trades, junior gold miners are strong, and infrastructure plays like Embraer and airport operators are benefiting from the tariff ruling. But don't ignore the global market turmoil when India's crashing like this. That's a real risk-off signal. Subscribe to MarketGlobe3D and check the globe at MarketGlobe3D.com. It's your 3D visual stock scanner. I'll see you tomorrow.